this out.
Okay.
I look good.
Okay. On the street and I got my swag on. Okay.
Hello everyone, you would have probably seen these viral SaaS animations by Creatoroly. Today I will show you how you can recreate one step by step. So if you observe our scene 1 at the beginning, we have these two circles which come from either sides and they meet in the center. Perfect. Let's start understanding how this was created. So let's go at the bottom. In a new composition, I just added a simple white solid. To add one, you can go to the top in the layers, in new, in solid. You can just choose the color as white and just press on OK. That way you will get a solid. Perfect. Now let's solo these two layers. Let me zoom in. See, if you observe what we have done, we have a circle over here. As you go ahead, see the circle comes towards the center. See like this. Okay, let's see how this was created. So to create one, you need to go to the top, select the ellipse tool. Let's say you want to add one circle over here. So let's just add a circle. Perfect. Let's change the color. Let's give it the same greenish color. This is fine. Keep the stroke as nil. Now from here, we have to bring it towards the center, right? So you press on P for position, add a keyframe. Let's take it back. Now at this point, you press on V and then take this one and keep it in the center like this. Perfect. Selecting both the keyframes. To easy ease, press on F9. Nice. Now going to graph editor, keep it something like this. Perfect. And finally, let's add the motion blur. That way you can see over here to get this nice motion. See, it will come in like this. There's one more thing that we have added on this circle. If I go over here in effects and presets, you can see we have added the radial blur as well as the deep glow. So firstly, to add the radial blur, let's select this layer. Let's go to effects and presets and let's search for radial blur. Radial blur. This one, just double click. Perfect. So let's increase the amount from over here. Perfect. Let's change the angle a bit. Okay, something like this. And finally, in order to add the glow, we'll go to effects and we'll add the deep glow. That's it. So if I go back somewhere at this point, when it reaches, we have to just trim the layer. So if you see over here from the beginning, alright, we forgot to do one thing. Here, right, in the type, we have to change it from spin to zoom. That's it. So now that way, we'll get this beautiful effect like the one on the bottom. See this. I will play it again. It's very fast, I know, but see, this is how it is. Cool. I hope this is clear. So now coming over here, this is how we had done this initial one. In order to replicate it, we have just taken a copy of that. You can do it by pressing on Command D. So this is the other copy. And this time, we have just changed the direction and it comes from this point over here in the center. So let me go over here and delete this layer that we created. And now if you observe, we have these two circles coming from either direction and meeting in the center. See like this. Perfect. Next, at the same point, we have this main circle. You see this one? It's nothing but a normal circle. We have added that so that when we cut these layers, you can see that both these layers are getting cut over here. At the same point, this circle should be present. So now, if I go back, see, let me just show you from the beginning. Perfect. So till 5 frames, we had these two layers, and after that, we got this circle, which was initially this size. And if I press on U to show you the keyframes, see, from this point onwards, till around 10 frames, it becomes bigger. Okay, and then again it comes to its original size of 100. The reason we have done this is to create a pop-in animation. It's a very common animation technique. Let me show you the effect. So just create a circle over here. Let me just press on S for scale, add a keyframe. Okay, let's say this point, you make it 240. Okay, and then again, I'm going a little ahead, you make it 200. So if you observe this one, see, we are able to get a nice pop-in animation. If you want to make it more subtle, you can increase this duration. And let's say this goes till 10 frames. And this can be somewhere over here. See this. Okay, I hope this is clear. That's the exact same thing which you have done over here. So again, let me delete this. Perfect. So this way you understood the initial animation, right? One thing you have to ensure is that for all these layers, we have turned on the motion blur. If you turn it off, right, see, look how it looks. So if you turn it off, it will look quite basic. But if we just turn this on, see, it gives us that nice look. Next, I have added an effect which goes in this background. You see this one? This light effect. This is created by just adding a simple ellipse over here on the background. You see over here, on top of it, we have added the Gaussian blur. If I remove this, see, it's a simple circle, like a light circle. And on top of that, if I press on U, see, we have just added a keyframe, is the scale and the opacity. So basically at this point, the opacity is 100% and the scale is very low, such that it is behind this circle. And as we go ahead, at this point, the size increases, but the opacity, it decreases. See, like this. Perfect. That way you get this nice ring-like structure. But the issue is, if you keep it like this, it doesn't really look very nice. So for that, we ensure that we add some Gaussian blur. See, it further enhances the animation. Nice. So we have completed our 4 layers. Next, we have to now start building layers on top of this circle. So for that, let me come over here. Let me start making them visible one by one. So the one on the top, there's this one. See, if I zoom in, this layer is nothing but this circle which is inside this bigger one. See. Let me again play this. Okay. And again, exactly like how we have done it over here. For this circle, we have added a pop-in animation in the scale. That's why at this point, you see this, the scale is 29%. As we move ahead, over here, it is 79%. And this one will be definitely lower than 79%. See this one, 72%. That way, we get this nice pop-in animation. Perfect. And this color that you see over here, this inner white color, that's added using the inner glow. To add that, you just need to right click, go to layer styles and add this inner glow. Okay, even if I go to this drop down, inner layer styles, see, you find this inner glow. In case you want to change the color, right now, by default, it's white. If you want to change it, let's say you want to keep it red. I'm not going to keep it red, but just showing you. See, you get a red tint. Okay, let's press Command Z for now. Clear on this? So next is a few more layers that we need to add. But again, they're quite similar. Once you understand this base, right, of this pop-in animation, it's exactly the same thing that we're going to keep on doing. Next is this middle circle. Exactly same thing. See. Perfect. Okay, let's see the next layer. I think we have this blue patch. Correct. You can see over here, we have this blue patch. And later on, we have to just rotate this patch. To create this patch, you can just select your pen tool. Say, for example, you select your pen tool. You start making shape like this. Okay. Let's see. Perfect. And then we close it. Now you might wonder, what about this? It looks so ugly, right? In order to keep it inside of this circle, where is that layer that we created? Yeah, this one. Let me just drag it down for now. I'll keep it over here. Okay. And this layer, we have to ensure that it is inside this circle, right? The bottom circle. So for that, we have to track matte it. Select the second switch from over here. In track matte, let's connect this to this base layer. This one. Nice. And after that, you just need to change the color. In this case, you can keep it any color that you want. Press on OK. Then go to T for opacity. And let's keep the opacity as 50%. Perfect. Using the exact same method, we have created this. And you see this, it's little blurred. So for that, you can go over here in Effects and Presets. And you can add, not the radial blur, basically the Gaussian blur. This one. So you can double click. Nice. You can keep it low if you want. Perfect. Okay. I hope you understood how this was created. So let's delete this. And then finally, we have this middle circle. Again, exactly similar to the other circles. We have animated it by using the pop-in animation. See, in the scale, we have this pop-in animation. Okay. Perfect. So let's have a quick look at what we have created till now. We started here. We created this. And then we had this logo animation. Nice. Now let's see what happens next. We saw till here. Correct. Next, after that, this blue patch, right? It rotates. So here, it rotates like this. Correct. Then these two layers, this one and the white one, they vanish. See over here, they vanish. The circle becomes bigger. And then we do some shape morphing. You see, the circle is changing into this shape. Correct. I will be showing you exactly how this is created. Keep watching and let's learn this step by step. Over here, they're simply vanishing. That's because we have ensured that the opacity is made 0. So here, after this point, the opacity was 100. And as we go over here at around 1 second, it vanishes. Cool? I hope it's clear. Next, if you remember this blue light, right? We have to rotate that. So for this, we have these two layers. If I go over here, see, we're just rotating this light. Perfect. If I select this layer, if I press on U, see, we have added keyframe in the rotation. So at this point, rotation is at 0. One thing that you need to ensure is that the anchor point is over here. If the anchor point is somewhere over here, like usually whenever you create any kind of shape, the anchor point is in the center. But when we want to rotate, you have to keep it at the spot from where you want to rotate that. So in this particular case, as you want to rotate it from here, if I press on U, see, if I keep it here, and if I then go ahead, see, it will rotate like this. It will look weird, right? That's why if I keep it over here and then we rotate this, see the rotation from 0 to, let's say, around 160, see, it rotates properly. Clear? If you want to keep it further up, you can even do that. Somewhere over here, I think for the same for this layer, we can keep it over here in the center. If you go ahead, perfect. And finally, after this point, you can see we have added keyframes for both these layers in opacity. That's why they are becoming transparent. See, from here till here, the opacity becomes nil. Clear? So if I go back, see, we saw till here. Next, we have to morph this green into this big shape. Correct? So to do that, let me just select this. Let's go over here. See, basically at this point, we cut this layer, but not an issue, because at the same point, we're adding these two layers, this and this. Correct? And we're doing that to show this morphing. Okay, don't worry, I will show you how this was created exactly. So here we have 3 layers, right? This one, and this one. Let me just hide these 2 layers for now. This is the main layer that we have used for morphing. So as you can see over here, till this point, we had this circle. As you go ahead, it became bigger, correct? See, it became bigger. Where was this circle? So below this circle, we have added the shape morph. I'll just start naming these layers. The shape morph. So to do that, let me show you how to do that. Just go over here, select any rounded rectangle tool. Let me show you over here, okay? So we create a shape like this, okay? You go to drop down, you go to rectangle path, and here you have to just play around with the size. So let's say at 1 second, let's make it a little bigger, and we'll also change the color. We'll keep it black, okay? Something like this. So we add keyframe here as well as in the sides. So this is the final size. So selecting these 2 keyframes, let's keep it, let's say, at 15 frames. Now at this position, we have to make it a circle, right? So what we do is that we increase the size, okay? And we remove this lock and we make this smaller. Okay, let's say we keep it exact same size as 186. So this was 186, even this becomes 186. Perfect. So that way you get this perfect circle. And now at the same point, we also have to change the color, right? So we go to fill. Okay, you open this up. Right now the color is this. So let's add a keyframe. Let's keep the color over here. Now at this point, we have to change the color and you have to keep it green, right? This one. Okay. If I go ahead, see, we are able to morph it from a circle into a square. But still, this bounce effect is pending. Let's see how to do that. So it's quite easy. So as I showed you earlier, if this is going to be the final size, before that, let's say we are going to keep it over here. At this point, we have to play around with the size. So if you see in this particular case, if I scroll down, press on U, see we have added multiple keyframes in the size. So from here, where it was circle, at this point, it becomes quite big. Okay. Then it becomes smaller and then a lot smaller. So to do something similar at this point, let's increase the size. Okay. So from this point, it becomes like this. And then over here, you can again make it small. Perfect. Let me see. Perfect. Selecting all the keyframes, you can press on F9. So there is no science behind it. There can be multiple ways of doing the exact same thing. But if I play now, see, it looks pretty cool, right? So for example, if I keep this one over here, and if I play this now, see, looks cool. So this way we understood how we could do shape morphing from a circle into any shape that you want, plus how you can change the color of that particular shape. This is the exact same thing that we have done over here. Perfect. You can see we have changed the color from green to black like the one that we did just over here. Along with that, we also played around with the roundness as well as the size. Okay, perfect. I hope this was clear. Next, if you proceed, let me turn on these two layers as well. These two are nothing but this light. You see this? When it goes down over here, we have this light which is focusing on this layer. This one. Okay. This is the exact same light which you have created over here. If I go ahead, see, you will see this light. Clear? But before that, one important thing is this circle. So if you observe this one, you might feel it's quite difficult, but it's really not. So I will just name this layer as the blue middle circle. Okay. So for this particular layer, if I press on U, see there are multiple keyframes, but all of them are just in the position and the scale. The reason being, after this point, we have to make a nice bouncing animation. So firstly, it will go down. See, it will come to this point. Okay. Then again, it will come up. It will come up at the exact same point. When this big square, right, it becomes small. See, like this. Perfect. Now at the exact same point, we also need this curve, this arc, right? So to see the arc, let me enable this. See this layer as well as this shape layer. Correct. So as you can see over here, see it bounces like this. And then we have this light, which I just showed you over here. See this light. Okay. I'll just call this layer as the light layer. Perfect. So we have this light which focuses on this arc. See, like this. Perfect. Okay, this arc is quite simple. I'm pretty sure if you know how to use the pen tool, right? You can just, okay, let me show you. I don't want to miss out on any single detail. So see, we have to create a line like this. Keep the fill as none. Okay. And then you increase the stroke somewhat over here. You can keep the same color like the one over here. But there's one difference. If I click outside, you see these cuts, they're not really rounded. These rounded corners, they give you the premium look, right? So to create those corners, you can go to this shape over here, here, here. You will find this stroke. So for the stroke, this is called as a line cap. So go over here and give it this rounded cap. That's it. Perfect. If you want to make it more rounded, again you can press on G. See, like this. So you can keep it like this. You can just play around with these handles. Clear? That's the exact same thing that we have done over here. Let me delete this. Let's go over here. Where were we? Yeah, this one, right? Nice. We understood the animation till this point. So let's see what we have next. When this animation is happening, at the same point, we have some text as well. One on the left, one on the right. Text is pretty simple. You can just go to text tool, come over here and write any text that you want. So in this case, you have these two text on the either sides. ISS flyover and in 14 minutes. Perfect. Next, at the exact same point, we also have a satellite which is over here in the center. So to see that, let's move ahead. So at this point, let me enable these two layers. See, we have a satellite over here. Let me zoom in properly. See, we have a satellite over here, and at the exact same point, under him, we'll also have another small circle. So to create that, let me press on U. See, at the beginning, the opacity is nil. That's why you don't really see it. But as you move ahead, let me show you. See, we have this white circle. Cool. See, it goes till this point. Nice. But at the same moment, we have the satellite, which at the beginning is white. It becomes a little bigger as you move ahead. See, it becomes green and it goes all the way like this. Basically, it goes and it stays in the center. But at the exact same point, we again do some shape morphing and decrease the size of the outer rectangle. Cool. Perfect. Now to see this shape morphing, again let's go to our shape. Where is it? This one. Correct. See, if you see the shape morph, after this point, as you can see the movement over here, we have again added keyframe in the size and the roundness. That's why the size is becoming smaller and we get a normal square in the center. Perfect. Nice. Let's see what happens next. After this point, we have the word connected as well. So let me enable that. Connected. Perfect. So we understood till this point. Let's have a quick look from the beginning.
This is out. Okay.
We saw till this point. Let's see what happens next. After this square, right, it again morphs into a rectangle. Let me show you. See, it turns from black into white. Clear? Let me take it over here. See, like this. So to create this, again we can go over here. See, this one, it goes from here in the bottom. Like this. There's one additional thing which is happening, which is nothing but this shadow. This shadow is created using the drop shadow. For that, again, you can see over here, we added a keyframe in the drop shadow. That's why before this point, the opacity is nil. So we are not really seeing the drop shadow. But after this point, when it comes to rest, the opacity is 18%. So if it is 100%, it will look something like this, very sharp. In order to not really give that effect, I kept it around 18 to 20%. This is fine. Okay, let's see. This is awesome. Now similar to this, we want more rectangles, right? So we have created that at the top. Let's firstly see the text that we're going to add on top of this. So we have this icon which comes in from the left and this normal text animation. Perfect. Now similar to this, we are going to add few more rectangles, right? So if I enable all of them, see, these are nothing but these rectangles. See, if you go from over here, this you already understood. After this point, we have this second rectangle which comes in from the top. See, here three things are happening. We have the logo which comes like this. Okay, let me show you the animation for this. So we have a logo which comes in from the top. We have the text which comes in from the bottom, and we have the base on the background. Okay, see, like this. Perfect. So we covered till here. Next is this null object. As you can see over here, we have added this null object so that we can shift this entire animation little down. But at this point, as you can see, this box was over here. But after this point, we're shifting everything down. See over here. You can see we're shifting everything down like this. That's why we added a keyframe in the position in this null object. That's how after this point, somewhere over here, if you go to the graph editor, you can see we have added this steep graph like this. Basically, the speed is low over here, then it peaks at this point, and again it slows down. Perfect. But along with this, there's some other text at the top as well. So these are simple icons. That's okay. And then we have the text. So this text is what is the emergency, right? Let me go ahead. See, what is the emergency? Perfect.
I look good.
Next, we are reaching towards the end. After this point, once you saw the text, what is the emergency? We have to shift everything towards the left. See, like this. So for that, we have this nullify. If I press on U, see, nullify is doing the job of shifting everything towards the left. So in this particular case, you can see we have added a keyframe in the position. From here till here, everything is getting shifted to the left. Perfect. Looks awesome. Now when everything shifts to the left, we have to introduce new characters, right? So for that, let me show you the path that we create. See, when everything is shifting to the right, we have this path which comes from the left to the right like this. To create this path, you can go to the pen tool. Let me show you. Let's make a point over here. It's like this, right? Okay, we'll keep this. Okay. Okay, perfect. Once you create this, you can just increase the stroke from over here like this. In order to create this animation, say this one. And in order to create this animation, you can firstly turn on the motion blur. Next, going over here, we have to add the trim paths. Correct? Next, opening this, you have to just animate this end property. Select this. So at the beginning, you can add a keyframe over here. Going ahead, let's say at this point, simply make this as 100%. Okay, looks good. As you can see over here, they changed the line cap. If you want to change it, you can change it from over here. You can just search for line cap, see this one, and just keep it as rounded. Nice, perfect. Okay, I'll delete this for now. Nice. You understood how this was created. Next, on top of this, we have this layer where we have done some morphing. As you can see over here, we have this circle which comes in from this point and goes in the center, and then we have the shape morph. Correct? So if I open this up, let me show you how this was created. So at the beginning, at this point, we had this normal circle, which is nothing but this layer. If I press on U, so let me just hide all these other layers. Okay. So over here, as you go ahead, See this circle which is over here. So at the beginning, the stroke is very high. As you go ahead, at this point, we decrease the stroke such that it turns from a circle into a clock. Correct? Perfect. Then behind this, we have the shape. By now, you are already aware how to do the shape morphing, right? So on this point, this is the base, right? So we added this shape layer where we have created this rectangle, and then we have done this shape morphing. As you can see over here, we have added keyframes in the scale and in the position. Perfect. And then everything else is just simple text. That's quite easy. So going back over here, we have this animation over here on the top. Perfect. And then we also have this ambulance. So as you go ahead at this point, there's ambulance which comes in like this. Pretty cute. Next, along with that, when it comes from the right, we also need to show its path, right? See, that's shown using this shape layer. That is nothing but a duplicate of this layer, and then we have changed the color and kept the trim path in line with this ambulance. Based on you can see at this point the end property is 0, similar to this one. As you move ahead, till somewhere at this point, we increase the end property to 26. Okay, something like this. Perfect. Now finally, after this, for the last scene, we are just going to take everything up and we can reveal your own logo. So in this particular case, using our null 6, so I just added a keyframe in the position again, and we're just taking everything up. Correct? See, like this. And when it is going up, we're also ensuring that the opacity is turned 0. So for all these layers, you can see after this point, from 9.5 seconds to around 10, the opacity is turned nil. Basically at this point, the opacity is nil here. Also on this layer, the opacity is turned nil. And now at the exact same point, you can add your own logo. Okay, you can see like this. Perfect. Let's have a quick look from the beginning to see if you have missed something. Looks pretty awesome. So that's it guys for today. I understand we didn't really go step by step, but I ensured that you don't miss out on anything. Wherever I felt there was something difficult or where you might face some difficulties, I showed you separately how that particular layer was created. So if you loved the video, make sure to like it. And if you're new here, make sure to subscribe to the channel. I'll catch you very soon next time.